This is Kennan Brown. Thanks for tuning in for Louisiana On Fire.
What's up, Louisiana? I'm Tim Davis, and this is Louisiana on Fire. Welcome you guys to another episode with us. Today, I have Mr. Kennan Brown with AwwShucks, and he's also a coach at LRCA. So we're going to get into it right now, man. So tell me about yourself, man.
And man, right now, currently, man, I am a behavior interventionist here at Lafayette Renaissance Charter Academy. This is my first year in this role. Last year, I was at the high school, new school.
Yeah.
Came in last year. I got an opportunity to coach middle school football and high school basketball. So I'm just getting back in the rhythm of coaching again.
Coaching again. So you were coaching prior to this?
Yes, 2006 to 2011, I was at Acadiana High coaching freshman JV and varsity basketball.
Oh man.
With the late great Bobby Bean.
Come on, man.
Yeah, man. That was my high school coach offered me a position when I came back from Dillard. I transferred back to UL Lafayette just to be back at home after Hurricane Katrina.
Yeah.
That's how that ended up happening.
So you was out there during that time?
Yeah, I left the year of Katrina.
Okay.
I was trying to transfer to Grambling and play baseball.
Oh, come on, man.
Yeah, man, it was crazy.
Bro. Now, you know I went to Southern, and you going.
Yeah, man,
you could
have
like hit me up and say, man, Tim, I'm thinking about going to Grambling. I don't even like to. No, I can't even believe I'm saying Grambling right now.
But Tim, man, my dad is a Grambling Knight, so you know it run in the family.
I ain't mad.
I wanted to give it a chance, but the deck didn't fall in my favor. So
that's good though, man. HBCU. I mean, Dillard. I actually had an opportunity to go to Dillard as well.
All right.
So my cousin and I, she's in Texas. We're supposed to go out there. Like I used to like to do beats and stuff, so I wanted to use the music studio, and I was going to play basketball again because I kind of stopped and focused on baseball. So I was going to do that. So you went to Dillard.
Yeah.
How long you was there for?
I was at Dillard for two and a half years, man. Some of the best times of my life, man. Shout out to Class 06 Dillard University, all my people all over the U.S.
That's what's up, man.
It's my guys, man. Yeah. I miss a lot of them, bro. But some good times. I learned a lot from Dillard.
Yeah. So what you majoring in over there?
Educational studies. I wasn't sure what I wanted to branch off into. I know I wanted to coach, but I didn't know if I wanted to do math or social studies or somewhat. So educational studies was kind of like general studies.
Yeah.
At first, but as I started going on with college, I ended up picking up a minor in business management and going into kinesiology. So that way, if I didn't want to do the coaching, I could have got into physical training.
Right.
And things like
sports therapy and all
something
that good
with
stuff.
sports.
Yeah.
You know, that's kind of what I like. So
what you have been wanting to do for a while.
My whole life.
Yeah.
My dad was a coach as well, so kind of followed in his footsteps.
Come on, he was coaching the same sports as you, or?
Yeah, man. My dad coached football and basketball and baseball. He did a bunch of middle schools here in Lafayette. We did Judy's Middle. A lot of people know him from MP Moss, his MP Moss days.
Yeah.
He was at New Iberia Junior High, and he also was at General Middle School.
So everybody know your dad as Coach Brown, or?
Coach Brown, Referee Brown.
Referee Brown.
Yeah, Mr. Baseball Brown, Softball Brown, somewhat, man. Well-rounded family, bro. My parents did a great job of introducing us to people and raising us in this area, man. So we know a good bit of Lafayette, man. It's been. I'm glad I'm still here. A lot of people want to move away, but I'm glad I'm still home.
I understand what you mean, man. So like you went out there, you moved back home. Did you miss it? Like this is why you came back?
Man, I ain't gonna lie, man. The culture of New Orleans was something different. Like, you know, when people talk about New Orleans, you know, it's the food, it's this.
Yeah.
Like for me, it was the people.
Yeah.
A lot of New Orleans. My time in New Orleans was helping me be who I am today.
Right.
So a lot of the things that I endured or encountered when I was in college was, you know, life-changing for me for the most part, man. It's like just starting to understand being responsible, doing stuff on your own, you know, different things. So it was really like my time in New Orleans was like real fun, man.
Yeah,
it was
like
real good.
Growing up, that's when, because I did the same thing, you know, going away from home, going to Southern, and that's when you grow up, you know, and you do adult things. You become an adult, you become a man. So I know what you mean on that one.
Right.
So you got siblings or anything like that?
Yeah,
or?
I have two brothers, man. I got an oldest brother. We all 2 years apart. Well, I'm 2 years apart. I'm the middle.
Yeah.
My oldest brother Larry, and then my younger brother Kalen.
Yeah.
He's 2 years younger than me.
Yeah, I see Kalen. Kalen be coming by. I haven't seen him in a while, you know, where I work at and whatnot. But Kalen, I haven't seen Larry.
Yeah,
Kalen for sure.
Larry's somewhere around Lafayette. Kalen is out here in Kennan Brown
Yeah.
with me, man. We both moved right down the street, man. Not too
Y'all
far
playing that or what?
from Mama house. No, man, it was weird because when we was building our house, Kalen was closing on his.
Yeah.
So same time, we were literally down the street from each other.
Yeah.
So
man, look, we'll go back a little bit. So you and I, we know each other from years ago, summer camp, Brown Park. You know, so shout out to Brown Park.
What? How long ago that was, man?
Long time, man.
You realize how long we've been knowing each other,
long
bro.
time,
It's crazy.
Like Nehemiah, Kellen, Kalen was there as well. Abby, you know, man, we had some cats over there, man.
Right, bro.
And like a lot of y'all, man, I'm glad to see what y'all doing now, man. And when I started doing this, you was one of the first people I thought of, man, just how you've come along and whatnot. So when we grew up and whatnot, going to Brown Park and summer camp, and then, you know, we go to different high schools and whatnot, but we would still see each other and catch up and whatnot like it was nothing.
Right, like it's nothing, yeah.
You know?
And I find that my mom always asked me, you know, like a lot of people that we came up with that we still talk to, like Nehemiah. Nehemiah is more like family.
Right.
Like literally from Ninja Turtles on up, bro.
Yeah.
Like still he's the godfather of my daughter.
That's
so
what's
you know,
up.
like man, just the people that you grew up with essentially make you who you are, man.
Absolutely.
Like I seen my parents and their parents like hold us together and like create that village.
Yeah.
And you know, like we trying to do the same thing with our kids, man, and come up with the same people, man. It's like not many people could say you're still friends with people that you're 6, 7 years old with.
Right.
That's amazing to still sit here and say like I can look back at all the people that impacted my life, and I look around and they're still around in some way.
Right. So like,
it's always a good thing.
You're right, man. Because like I can say for y'all, man, like I went to Brown Park. I want to say I might have been by myself, maybe with my cousin Ryan. I can't remember, but I went out there and I ain't really know nobody because I was at Kennan Brown Catholic. So that was different for me. So I didn't see y'all at my school. Y'all was at a different school. Right. So I got to see y'all during summer camp. Right. You know, but the way that we became close, you know, that always impacted me, man, who I am today. And like I said, going from Baton Rouge and coming back home and seeing y'all out and everything like that. And, you know, we go get into that. All those times, like, you know, coming down and partying and whatnot. But that was like that I hold that near and dear to my heart, man, because I still got nothing but love for you guys, man. And, you know, y'all always was there as far as like, you know, friends. Y'all never acted different no matter what.
No matter what, man.
You know?
I see a lot of people get big on that, like outgrowing people and stuff like that. But it's like, man, at the end of it, our goals are the same.
The same.
You got a family. You just want to protect them, take care of them, provide for them, and just live a good, clean life. That's all I think about it, at least, man. And then when you look around and you see the same people that you came up with doing the same stuff you're doing, right? Just life coming full circle.
Full circle. And you just brought up about everybody got the families now. So tell me about your family, man.
And man, so I've been married for 11 years now to Nika Brown, Nika Adams, formerly from New Orleans.
All right.
I didn't meet her in New Orleans.
I was gonna ask.
I met her in Lafayette.
All right.
I have a 14-year-old Kennan Jr. and I have an 8-year-old Caden Jade.
Come on.
Man, that's my world, bro.
Yeah.
Day in, day out, like I'm grateful. For them.
For them.
Like, yeah, bro. Like they've changed me so much, like helped me grow so much, learn so much. Like being a parent might be one of the toughest jobs, but it's also one of the most rewarding jobs.
Yeah.
So, you know, that's what I am now, man. Daddy, man.
That's it, man.
It's always fun being daddy, man.
Daddy comes first, man, because they look up to you. You know, I gotta ask you this though. You and your wife, Nika, who shot the shot? Who made the first move? I wanted. Was it you or was it her? I mean, she's not here to speak for herself.
It was kind of mutual. Yeah. Like, it was like a first meeting was like talking, and it was like, you know, nowadays people jump into relationships and everything moves so fast. Like I generally wanted to be a friend.
Yeah.
Like, you know, like at first, like it was no feelings at first, but it was like good conversation.
Right.
And, you know, like when you're trying to make a change in your life and trying to do the right things, you know, like it is, you find interest in, like, especially with women, you find interest, like being able to talk to somebody. And she was like all that
Yeah.
whenever I met her, you know, like it was so easy to talk to her. The whole staying on the phone till the sun come
Yeah.
up
You
thing,
hang
like
up.
the
No,
little,
you hang up.
yeah, you hang
Yeah.
up like type deal. And that's how we started. And like probably about our first 3 months, man, it was just conversation and hanging out, you know, like
Yeah.
nothing too serious. And you know, like when I finally kind of made up my mind, you know, like we never really looked back. And it's like out of our 12 years together, I was actually 15 years
Yeah.
together now. Um, I just I couldn't ask for better.
That's what's up, man. Making
She,
sure you see the right
yeah.
answer because she gonna watch this.
Oh
So
yeah,
I want to
well,
make sure that you don't get yourself in the doghouse in
well,
trouble.
she supported me more than what I could have imagined
Yeah.
as having a wife. Like whatever my dream is or whatever my goals are, I've never seen someone, a wife, support like she has.
That's what's
And the
up,
things
man.
that I was scared about, she always try. She
Yeah.
pushed me in my back.
Right.
Try.
Right.
If you fail or not, it won't matter. Like I
Yeah.
got you back 100%.
Man,
You know, like
you can't buy that,
that's
man.
something you can't these days. That's something you can't take for granted,
Yeah.
and that's, you know, I'm grateful for her.
I'm glad to hear that. I know with that because I know you had, went through some things and whatnot as far as career wise. So tell me about like how you got to where we're gonna get, but how did you start off? I know you worked at Halliburton.
Mm-hmm.
Tell me about like, that roller coaster with the oil field.
Cool, man. Life with Halliburton was rough. Like everybody see the, you know, like, oh, the nice truck, the nice vehicles, the house, and all the things that come with like the money that you never thought you would make.
Yeah.
And when you say oil field, first thing people think about, oh, you're making money.
Right.
But it was like you was living two different lives. You know, like I'm sorry, I'm doing that
You
on
good,
camera.
man. You good.
My time with Halliburton was fun. It was, the job itself was demanding. The job itself was aggravating. It was pleasing other people, meeting crucial deadlines, very dangerous. Something I never saw myself doing.
Yeah.
You know, like I got a phone call one day. I was a manager at Lids in the mall.
I remember that.
It was
Yeah.
before when it was in the corner by
Right.
J.C.
I
Penney,
remember that.
and that was my store. And then they gave me the big $1 million store. It was the first $1 million hat store in Louisiana.
I didn't know that, man.
Yeah, man, it was crazy. That time with Lids was fun. That was before I went to the oil field,
Yeah.
man. It was such a change of pace. I didn't know what I was getting myself into.
Right.
I remember my first hitch. I walked out. I didn't have a radio. I'm walking around in a zone I'm not supposed to be at.
Oh.
It's like 8,000 pounds of pressure on the line, and any second something could happen.
Yeah.
It just was like I like to explain it. It's like living out of a bag. Like
Yeah.
you miss so much, you lose so much time. It's like you come back, and like some things is like wanting to be home when your child take that first step,
Right.
or
Right.
your child start to say mama and daddy. You know, like a lot of those things I understood sacrifice, but for the reason I was doing it was them. I
Yeah.
was like, what's my why? And it was my why.
Right.
So uh I started entry level, worked my way up into management, man, and supervision. I always been able to, like, no matter what job I took, I always been able to at least consistently move up.
Right.
And it was just one of those things where it was about showing initiative and just being good at what you did.
Yeah.
And it's just I compared it to like sports.
Right.
You know, like you're not gonna outwork me, you're not
You
gonna,
ain't gonna touch me.
you're not gonna touch me. Like it's one of those things. And then, you start to learn and you start to get interested in what you're doing.
Yeah.
And like leadership is leadership. You do, it's not what you say, is what you do.
Right.
So, like a lot of the times, I'll just overwork myself and I just do, and then you carry that on your back, man, and you come home and it's like, oh, this is supposed to be like this, and this is supposed to be like that. And that's not really the case. You know
Right.
what I'm saying? Like is the jobs that have that high demand brings a level of stress that don't have anything to do with like money and life.
Yeah.
Like it's like how you start to carry yourself, how you start to view things, and like or like in the political space too. And like it was rough, man. Like some days, like it got a lot out of you, man. And like energy wise, and like I like sometimes I would just tell my wife, man, like I don't even know how I did this long.
Right.
Like 12 years of my life, I was just living out of a bag.
12 years.
Yeah, man. I started off 28 and 14, and then
Ooh.
they backed us down to 14 and 7. But sometimes we'd be shorthanded. We needed people to work over stuff like that. And in a heartbeat, I would stay over, man.
Yeah.
Like, but it just now I realize, chasing money is one thing, but having a purpose and a goal for everything is the biggest thing, man. Setting them little small goals and kind
Right.
of just don't be scared, man. I think my phone ring.
It's all good.
I knew we need to stop.
No,
My phone ringing
it's
in the
ringing.
background. Yeah.
I mean, if you want to
Can you hear
answer,
that? It's
you
ringing
may
in the
not hear it
background.
right here, but yeah,
My
his phone ringing.
No, my phone ringing in the background.
Yeah, if you want to answer, it's good. Yeah.
Just decline it.
Oh yeah.
I'll keep going. I'm sorry.
Yeah. No, you good, bro. It's cool. We can. John can edit that if need be.
Okay.
We might leave it in there. We don't know.
My phone ringing.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, man. But that time with Halliburton, I did 10 of those years. I did in West Texas, Odessa.
You had to fly out, or you
Yeah.
drive?
So, man, I ain't gonna lie, man. It's the perks. The perks when we first started. So, what the department I worked in was called Special Services. So basically, we was hired help.
Yeah.
Like so, if they had work in Brazil, they would send us to Brazil or Pennsylvania or Colorado. But when the oil boom hit in 2010, yeah, when the oil boom hit in 2010, oil was $120 a barrel.
Yeah, I remember.
So they was just hiring people like just
left and right.
Yeah, man. So I went from it was like maybe 6 crews when we first started, and then when I left during COVID, it was like 23 crews out of the yard we was in Odessa.
Yeah.
It was nothing like I ever seen. Like the growth, man. It just was like crazy, man.
Yeah.
Like we was in Butler buildings as an office when we first started, and then they just made this big mega yard, man, and just equipment everywhere and people everywhere.
Man. So you still got people you deal with that still doing
Man, bro, I got a bunch of friends that I still talk to, man. That was one of the biggest things. Like the time there was relationship.
Right.
Like I say it in a heartbeat. Would you go back if it was with the right people?
That was gonna be my
like I always say, if I didn't have to do so much traveling, if that job was based in Lafayette, I would have retired doing it.
Come on.
Because I would have been home every night.
Yeah.
I still would have been able to make basketball practice and games. But it was sacrifice, like going back to an empty hotel and a man camp room with no service. It was a struggle, man.
Right.
Like some days you literally was out in gravel roads, like no service. Like the gravel roads could be from anywhere from 10 to 25 miles long. I think one time it was a drought. It didn't rain over almost a year and a half in Odessa. Like people was praying for rain. It was crazy, man. It was like going from like living in normal city to like a desert. And it was like getting used to like the weather, like how the weather would just be crazy sometimes. Like you think it's crazy here. Out there, you just didn't know. It don't like I didn't seen everything.
Come on, man.
I think one time we was out there, Tim, man, and we had hail, snow, rain, lightning, windy, and then ended up in a freeze. All in a matter of an hour.
What?
Yep.
Wow. And that's Odessa.
Yep.
So you don't miss that part.
Nah, not at all. But the people that I came across, that I made lifelong friendships with, that's probably one of the biggest things. Like, cause if I wanted to go back tomorrow, I could.
Yeah.
But I just I got to a point, man, where Bossier, like the Bossier time, the 2 years in Bossier just ran me in the ground.
Yeah.
And I just was like, man, I can't do it no more.
Yeah, had to hang it up.
Oh yeah,
man. You see, but I feel like you gained like that leadership you're speaking of. Like, where did that come from with you? Like, who inspired you? You know, like coming up and whatnot.
Man, I guess I've always been around the right people, and I've never been around people that pressured me into doing wrong, but challenged me to do right. Um, and I thank my parents for that because they always put us around people like that carried themselves like in a light where we saw right from wrong.
Mm-hmm.
Like, yeah, we know everybody not perfect, but it's certain things you take from certain people that still help you till this day.
Right.
Like Paul Carter. He's one of the guys that, like, I call him my mentor. Like when I had a bunch of business questions about AwwShucks, when I had like just confusion of like how certain things should be ran, or like ideas I could spin off on, or things like that. I created a little circle of guys that I could reach out to whenever I'm stuck.
Mm-hmm.
And it's always been somebody that was around in my like teenage years.
Yeah.
And that's the people that I'm looking to now since I'm home, like to be more like, what can I do like to build something like outside of like just my business?
Mm-hmm.
Like what legacy in Lafayette can I leave?
Yes.
Like where my kids are like in the same realm that I was brought up in with my parents.
Right.
KJ got this thing, was like, when I tell him who I know, he's like, yeah, you really know everybody. And I'm like, yeah. I was like, I do. And it's like, but that's not a bad thing for you, because you can see that I know a good bit of people and how they impact you and how they can help you.
Right.
But I'm like, it's all about like just being around the right people, because life is about relationships.
You're right about that. We only got one life, man, so you got to make it right. I'm glad KJ is like following in your footsteps with that. Let me come back a little bit, because you brought up AwwShucks. How did that come about, bro?
Man,
I ain't gonna lie, I was like, man, what Kennan doing with? I know you could cook about oysters. I didn't know. I was like, man, I had to. So tell me about this. Tell us about this, man.
So the cooking thing always been a passion of mine.
Yeah,
that's always been a hobby. Greedy, maybe. I just like food. I mean, my dog didn't gain a little bit of weight.
Just a little bit. I mean,
I ain't always been big, but you know.
Yeah, but you married now? You got kids?
Man,
the dad bod, man. We doing the dad bod thing.
Hey, bro, like the dad bod has been a part of life that I just said, all right.
Yeah, but they said when you're married and you're happy, it shows.
You gain the happy weight. And like my grandmother, rest in peace, my grandmother and my grandfather and my mama. My dad wasn't much of a cook, but my mama definitely was the throwdown. Yeah, like, and my grandmother. Like, whenever it came to food and family, like them two, it was always those two in the kitchen together.
Yeah.
For holidays and things like that. So I didn't have any sisters or whatnot. So, like whenever like my family would be in a tough spot, like my mom would have to work overtime or something like that, it was either eat a sandwich, Pop-Tarts, Hot Pockets, you know what I'm saying? Stuff like that. Or you learn to cook.
Yeah.
So, like my oldest brother, he could cook a little bit. Kalen would just be the one that would reap the benefit if we wouldn't eat all the food. So I just took a liking to cooking, man. I would aggravate my mama to the point where she stopped telling me no and was like, boy, come on.
Yeah.
And she showed me a bunch of stuff, man. So it turned into like a passion. Like, I like to see people taste food and they enjoy it.
Yeah.
Like, and I won't be mad if you don't like it.
Yeah.
Like, that's just me as a person. Like, I guess that when you prepare a meal for somebody, it's like a expression of love.
I got you.
I guess my grandmother, like I could stand in the kitchen and watch her do exactly what she do every single time.
Right.
But it never tastes exactly like hers.
Yeah.
And I asked her, like, why? How?
Having that issue right now, man.
Explain that to me. I was like, I watch step for step. I got a video step for step for everything you do.
Right.
When you cook certain meals. and it just does not taste like yours.
Don't taste the same.
So what's the difference?
Right.
She said, I just cook with a lot of love. Same thing my mama told me.
I must be lacking the love, man.
I don't know, bro. I guess when I started to find the love in cooking and understanding that it was another expression, love language. People say food could be a love language for some people, mostly women, because women always greedy. They always hungry, but they never know what they want to eat.
Right. Man,
my wife is one of them, dog. She never know what she want to eat, but she hungry.
Right. I know I want to eat, but I don't know what I want to eat.
Right. So, like, and then all of my friends as well. Like, shout out to Wochi.
Yeah.
Wochi, man. Wochi threw it down,
hard, bro.
And I laugh, bro. I love how he put that Karen Crow swing on everything, bro.
He does.
It's entertaining. But it's like, that's us.
That is us.
Like, like, we'll debate food, we'll cook, we'll talk about food till no end.
Yeah.
So, but I have a business partner. His name is Kennan Brown. No relation.
Okay.
It just so happened we found out one of our mutual friends, best friends, with one of my high school classmates, and he ended up marrying one of my high school classmates. So like we have like a circle of friends. We get together and cook and stuff. And I was talking to Brandon, and Brandon actually showed me how to like char grill oysters.
Yeah.
For Mardi Gras, one year we was in New Orleans, and they said they had a guy out there doing like oysters. It intrigued me, like, and somebody said something about like putting different toppings on them or whatever. I don't know where it came from, but that person wasn't out there. But I started to like, hey man, that would be like a good concept, like food wise, if I knew how to mess with it.
Yeah.
Like how everybody do like the chicken wings now with all the different flavors and sauces and stuff like that. So, Brandon was the one that actually showed me how to char grill an oyster. He showed me how to, like make my own butter sauce and all these things. So, one thing led to another, and it just started to like fall into place.
Yeah.
So the whole food truck thing, when I started with Halliburton, I always said, by the time I leave here, I'll have a food truck. I was like, but it's timing and what I want to do.
Yeah.
So, the boudin thing, like you have all these boudin places that do all the different boudin.
Yeah, I was going to ask
you. So, like I learned to make boudin. Brandon's family, the in-law side of the family, they raise their own cattle. They do farm to table. So I've learned how to like make my own boudin from scratch. I learned to make my own sausage. And it's like all these things, man, is like I say, relationship.
Yeah, right.
So like adding him to my family, whenever the whole business idea started to come, me and him had a few conversations prior about like food and just cooking and like what we would want to make out of it if it did happen, because also he wanted a food truck.
I got you.
So naturally, out of respect, the person that showed me how to do the oyster was the person that I went to being like a partner with.
Right.
And that's how I got started. So, like our first couple of initial conversations, also Chef David Abshire.
Okay.
And David is from Grand Coteau. He went to Northside High.
All right. Vikings.
Yep.
Yeah.
Hip Hop Chef 360 on Instagram, man. Yeah. Like Dave, when I started messing with the oysters, Dave stepped in just to help me because he knew how much work it would be.
Right.
I didn't know what I was getting myself into. So during COVID, before like they stopped people from flying and all of that stuff, like I would fly back and forth to work, and it came to a point to where the kids caught COVID and my wife still had to go to work, and like I didn't go. Like I just told Halliburton I wasn't coming.
Right.
And like I started to play with oysters a little bit, man, and I posted a few pictures on social media. You know how it is.
Yeah.
You post something and people like, man, that look good, man. Yeah. You're selling that, like, and like at first, like my wife was kind of like, oh, what you think? And I'm like, well, I'm gonna put a post up and just see. So one day I was on live and like I did the whole process. I made my butter. I showed people what was in it.
Yeah.
I showed them what toppings. I showed them how to shuck the oyster. The whole process.
Everything.
I did it on live, and The next day I posted something and somebody was like, man, you should sell them. And you know, like I'm like, whatever.
Yeah.
So you know, like I was like, man, if I get 20 orders, I'll do them. Man, I looked up and we had a notepad and writing people names down. I looked up and we had 55 orders. Out my
55.
driveway, bro.
Come on, man.
Out my driveway.
And that's how I started right there.
And a line around the block. My neighbors was like,
For some oysters.
What the hell is going on over here, man? What you doing?
Yeah.
It's just during COVID, man. So
Yeah.
it's like we outside, you know, like,
Right.
but it's like towards the tail end of COVID.
Yeah.
And we did it a couple of times, man. It was just like, man, like we might have something, bro. Like, you know, and all the other things that I've had in my mind about like we do a brisket burger. And it's like all these things that I started to work on and develop, like just to let other people taste it, was like now, like, all right, yeah, they got char grilled oysters, but they're not doing what we doing.
Yeah,
and
right.
It's a difference. And yeah, like my wife love oysters, so we'll go try other people's stuff, man. And it's like the things we do is like truly different.
Yeah.
And that was our concept.
Yeah.
Like let's bounce some off the wall stuff, but some good stuff, and just try to be different as far as what we bring into the table when it comes to the oysters.
Man, so I was trying other stuff and like trash, and you was like, I got to do my own thing, and this came about.
Not trash, like
I'll say it. He ain't gonna say it. I'm gonna say it. You're trash.
and which is funny about that too is because like you have to have like a certain taste.
Yeah.
For oysters. It's not even taste. Now it's more texture. So it's like a lot of people when you ask them about oysters, like, oh man, that's slimy.
Yeah,
that's
my
this,
wife's
that's
like,
that.
me, I like.
Right.
You know?
It's like my partner. He'll eat them raw. I won't.
Yeah,
you know, like, and I've had bad experiences, which you know, like sometimes, you know, like that's just how it is.
Yeah,
like
and,
you might
miss a certain time to get oysters. Though I heard like certain months.
So yes and no. So you can harvest them year round.
Okay.
But it's like they're saying the temperature of the water is what makes an oyster good or not. Because sometimes you'll get a full oyster and sometimes you'll get a little baby oyster. Shell could be this big.
Yeah.
Oyster could be this big.
Ah.
So it's like it's either that or the salt flavor. And it's so many things that I learned about oysters that I didn't know.
Man.
Till now.
I didn't know all that.
Like that, and the oyster is actually healthy.
Come on.
Until you put all that the toppings on it, but it's actually
but it makes it better. It makes it taste better.
So, but some people just can't stomach the oyster.
Yeah,
and that's normal.
Yeah.
So, hey man, it's just it's weird, man. Like people are like, why oysters? And I was like, why not? I was like, you could go everywhere and find boudin. You could go everywhere and find a burger. You could go everywhere and find wings.
Yep,
shrimp. All that stuff, and it's like, let's do something different, which is unorthodox to do oysters on a food truck.
Absolutely.
Because people is like, on a food truck? It's like, yeah, and then when they taste them, they're kind of like, oh man, hey, like y'all got something.
Yeah.
Like, we appreciate it, and it's been overwhelming the support we've been getting.
Yeah.
And we're going into year 4.
4 years already.
Right.
Man. Like, so what, y'all gonna expand or y'all good where you're at? Like, what y'all thinking? Or I mean, there's some things you can't say. Like,
well, no, we can say like, because everything you plan got to come together.
Yeah.
And like our end all be all is a brick and mortar.
Okay.
We would love to have a stationary spot. Like we know like it's competitive. Like with the food game. Like, and they like to say that the restaurant business is one of the hardest businesses to profit off of. So it's just right place, timing.
Yeah.
Having a team together.
Right.
It is so many things, man, like that we want to happen, but we got to get to that point.
Yeah.
You know, so I think before anything else, we'll purchase another food truck.
Okay. Mm-hmm. I can see that for sure.
And keep that going, because you could go wherever you want.
Yeah.
Like, it's no restrictions, you know, like some places have restrictions, obviously, but we can go to where the people are.
Yeah.
And that's better than a brick and mortar.
Right.
You know, like, and like overhead wise, business wise, the expenses you accrue from having a building.
Yeah.
Versus, you paying for your trailer, and then you just
be good. Yeah,
yep, you
it was
just
lights, AC, and all that. You
all
know,
included.
with the building. So,
Yep.
man, so how did y'all come up with the name?
My uncle.
Yeah,
Shout out to my uncle Troy, man.
yeah,
Yeah, he. But the one day when I put it on Facebook about like possibly starting the oyster business, he was like, "Yeah, nephew, you should name it AwwShucks. Get it? AwwShucks. You should."
yeah. And he,
Yeah. So the only thing is, like a lot of people confuse us with Shucks and Abbeville.
right, right,
We
right.
have no affiliation with
Yeah,
them. We don't talk
different.
bad about them. We
Yeah,
we always let people know like they have great food as
right.
well. If you're in that Abbeville area, check them out.
That's them.
But
Yeah,
that's
go
not like no way, shape, or form.
totally different,
Yeah,
separate
totally
for sure.
different. Yep. Yep.
What different flavors y'all got? Well, flavors, but you know,
So right now, I think we sitting at like 33 different toppings.
33.
Yeah. So every time we go out, like with the space on the trailer, every time we go out, we do 3 or 4 different toppings. So like we have everything from your basic garlic parmesan with butter sauce that you
That's
could
my
get at
go-to. Right.
every
Yeah, that's all I know.
oyster bar
Yeah,
in the
that's all I
world,
know. Right.
up into a pizza oyster.
Pizza.
Pizza.
You mean like pepperoni?
Pepperoni, mozzarella, tomato sauce, butter sauce,
So y'all really be
and
like,
a
hey,
dry seasoning.
how you like? So how did
How
that
did you
concept?
come up with that?
Yes.
So, like I said, like when something is new, the excitement, the energy, the ideas,
Yeah.
everything is just flowing in.
Right.
And that was one thing I appreciate about Brandon. Our conversations, I like to call them fat boy conversations. You start talking about food, man, you
Oh,
start
it
getting
start getting
into it,
good.
man, and
Yeah.
it's like, man, what can we do, man? It's just like seafood.
Right.
Like everybody, like in Louisiana, you have your people with your seafood allergies and
Yeah.
this and that, and it's like, what can we put on a shell? Like the shell is like a skillet. I like to say that because you can literally put whatever. You
Yeah.
could put your spin on it. So a few times, man, like I just like you'll see a concept like something that don't even have to be an oyster. Like social media these days, man, TikTok,
Yeah.
Instagram, Facebook. You see all these creative people, man. It's like they coming up with stuff daily, man. It's like, now that looks good.
Yeah.
How could we do something that's not doing exactly what they're doing, but let's try that with oysters.
With oysters.
So it's like the things that we trying to develop and put out there is like, I'm not going to like any other oyster bar and be like, oh man, let us try this.
Yeah.
Like I'm literally like on my own, like
You in the lab
right.
thinking,
It's like,
like
and
trying to
then
figure it out.
having a partner, the good thing about it is like you're not doing all that alone.
Right.
So it's like, we have our test days where we like, all right, you bring 3 new ones to the table. Brandon gonna bring 3 new ones to the table. Then we're gonna bring our wives, because our wives are the harshest. They will tell the
They
truth.
gonna keep it real.
They gonna keep
Trash.
it 100% real.
Trash.
And I know my wife will not hold her tongue.
Yeah.
And she'll tell it in front of me and Brandon. Do you
Don't hold
like it
back.
or not? And she'll go
Trash.
in depth.
Yeah.
Y'all better not tell that. Or y'all will. So and whenever she say yes, it's almost like we go off of the women palette.
Right.
Because naturally our business is women driven.
Yeah.
Because if a woman tell you she want this, you gonna buy it.
Yeah. I
No
want
questions
oysters.
asked.
Okay.
All right. So and that's kind of like our crowd, like is women, and like I'd say a range from like 22 on up to 60.
Yeah.
It's like people want to try different things. And that's the thing that I like. Like the people that's, oh, Kennan, I never had oysters before. I'm scared. Like, it's like, just give it a try.
Right.
Like you come to the truck, you never had oysters before and you want to try, like I'll give you some.
Yeah.
I'm not that strung out on money or none of that, where it's one of those things.
Yeah, like, oh, it's gonna cost you $5
oh yeah,
for
it's
one.
gonna be $50.
Yeah.
I know. Like I want you to try it. Like, cause at the end of the day, it's yes or no. If it's for you, it's for you. If it's not, it's not. Like, but I've had people tell me, oh well, Kennan, man, I had a bad experience with oysters, XYZ.
Yeah.
And next thing you know is like, oh well, Kennan, do you mind? Like, can I try one, or can I do this? Or Oh yeah.
Yeah.
What you think?
Right.
And now you got me wanting oysters. And it's like, but the bad thing about it is our taste is different.
Yes. Right.
So what you'll get from us, you may not get from everybody else. So it's like it's give or take. You know,
Right.
like you could either really like it and then start to go try other people's stuff and make you comfortable eating it, or you might try ours and get hooked on ours, and then you don't want nobody but ours.
Yeah.
So, but that's all part of it,
Yeah.
man. Like especially with all the oyster bars, it's a lot of them that everybody likes. So
Yeah. Well,
I just like the that we bring a different
y'all definitely do.
a bunch of different stuff.
Yeah,
So
definitely do. I had to go back though, because you said you got like the range of women, like 20 something to 60 something. So some of these older women, like, so you mean tell me mom hitting on y'all when she want to get an oyster?
man, well look,
Baby, let me get a, you know?
yeah, that's Mr. Clyde, man.
Yeah.
Mr. Clyde is another guy that we have with us. Is Brandon's father-in-law.
Yeah.
Um,
So he got the older
yeah,
crowd.
we like to call him the our business connoisseur.
Yeah.
We send him to talk to people, man, make them laugh, man. Mr. Clyde is
Ah, yeah.
one of those men that you love to have around because it's
Right.
always a good time, man, with
Yeah.
Mr. Clyde. He's done a lot for us. He's the reason why we still able to do what we do. You know, like he's retired, and like the story of AwwShucks, man. Like, well, I the day I got laid off was the day we my partner went in and filled out the LLC.
Come on,
As
man.
I'm driving home, I told him, I'm like, yeah, man, that's it with Halliburton, bro.
Yeah.
And he didn't understand what I meant.
Right.
He was like, oh, I thought it was just like you was coming home for days off.
Yeah.
Like, nah,
Nah, it's
my
a wrap.
bag's packed. I took everything from
It's a
I'm
wrap.
coming home.
Yeah.
And he was like, oh man, like, and he didn't realize that until I made it back to Lafayette. So I flew, but I flew home, and as I'm driving home, he calls and he's like, "Yeah, man, Mr. Clyde retired today. He used to work for Chevron, and oil field. He can
Right.
relate, you know, like
Mm-hmm.
what I was going through
Yeah.
about like up and downs and like differences with family and stuff. But that comfortability of having a check coming in from somebody consistently makes you feel like, oh, it don't matter what's going on. I know this next week is going to be X amount of
Yeah. I'm
dollars
getting that
coming
coming
in.
in. Right.
You know, so, you know, and my wife was always that, man, try. Like, you know, like put something together and try. Put it on paper and then start to work towards it.
Yeah.
So, you know, like Mr. Clyde and Brandon, you know, like right time, man. I remember we sat down in our backyard, man, and Mr. Clyde came, and this was after a couple of times of doing it in the driveway, and you know, like he really came through for us and helped us out, like to
Right.
get started. So I'm very grateful for Mr. Clyde Watson, man. He definitely him and his family,
Yeah.
like the reason why we get to thrive and keep doing what we're doing. So
Man.
shout out to Mr.
Yeah. Shout out to
Clyde,
Mr.
man, and
Clyde for
I
doing that,
appreciate
man.
that. Yeah.
Yeah.
But yeah, man, COVID hit, and I was one of the last supervisors that they kind of gave a chance to make a choice.
Right.
Because you either told to some people, you either take the pay cut and the losing side of your promotion.
Yeah.
So I went from the highest hourly title, supervisor. They wanted me to go back down. I think it was like 5 positions, and
Wow.
it was a shot at my pride too, man. Because you know when
Yeah.
you put so much time and effort into working, and you feel like the value of yourself as a person, like you think they'll see it.
Right.
Like it was no stone
Absolutely.
unturned, man. When I was there,
Absolutely.
bro, like I made it a point to like be like one of the most informational, hardworking,
Just
honest,
dedicated,
like
dependable.
dedicated,
Yeah.
like I this is what I wanted to do is what I thought.
Right.
And the first chance they got to show me that I was just a number, like told my wife, I'm like, I thought these people like cared that I
Yeah.
cared.
Right.
And
that you were sacrificing all of
Oh
this
yeah,
to go and do the
man.
job that they ask you to do.
And to their side, man, you know, like they offered me positions to move there, but
Yeah, you didn't want to.
I can't. Hey,
Nah.
bro, like moving my family
Right.
all the way out there.
Especially when you experience like all of them different,
Oh
you know, in one
man,
day.
yeah, man. Like the weather, the food, the people, the drive, and like how dangerous it was.
Yeah.
Like, man, it was so much into it. It was like, well, should we move to Dallas or should we move to San Antonio? And that way my commute is not that. But it's like, man, at the end of it, it's like it's a job.
Yeah.
So tomorrow that job could be over with.
Right.
But sad part about it is I didn't find out like that until COVID. You know, COVID, like I said, we had about 23 crews, maybe 27 crews running at a point in time that it got to the point to where we was down to 3 crews and only 2 of the 3 was like working a little bit.
Wow.
Like I'm talking like one job, you would be off for like 3 weeks, so you'd be in the yard like sweeping sand off the ground.
Come on, man.
Like we like to call them do boy duties, man. It's like just go do something
Go do
and get out
something,
of our
boy.
face,
Yeah.
man. Yeah, like to the point of like, man, why am I coming all the way out here?
Yeah.
Like for this. But it's like, you know, just when you look at yourself as a person of high value and you get treated as less, like it make you change your mind.
Right.
Saying that's kind of where I was with it. It was like, man, I done did this. I done passed almost every class y'all offered.
Yeah.
I done stayed over when I wanted to go home. I done sacrificed so much. And when the department head called me to tell me what my deal was, he laughed.
Come on.
He chuckled. Yeah, like, yeah.
Wow.
Like, that's how you really feel. Like,
Yeah.
why? And I'm like, and just tell me what the layoff package is.
Yeah.
And, you know, the layoff package, I mean, 12 years, no write-ups, no incidents. Like, just.
And boom.
Yeah, and then
See
just
you later.
like, well, sorry for you.
Right.
Like, you know, go
No
about your
remorse,
business.
no nothing. Yeah.
Yeah, like no remorse, and it's like, you know, you can't expect nobody to have emotion because a lot of the oil field stuff is like cliques of people.
Yeah.
Like, you know, like, oh, you don't hang with this clique. Oh, well, you're not part of the team. Like you ain't with us. You're against us.
Right.
It's like, oh well, fire this dude because I don't like him. Well, why you don't fire him? What I gotta fire him?
Yeah.
What he did me?
Yeah.
He do his job for me.
Right.
Ain't got nothing
ain't
to
got
do
no
with
problem
me.
with him.
Yeah, you know, like, but it was too much of that. It was like, oh man, Kennan hard to get along with. It's like Kennan wasn't hard to get along with until Kennan was a manager. Kennan was a supervisor. Kennan was delegating instead of, oh, now I'm not his swinging the hammer with you,
right?
But I'm directing and leading.
Yeah.
So it's like when you get to that point, it's kind of like, oh, I can't tell you what to do, but I could get here and work with you.
Right.
But me as a supervisor, like that's how I was. I would get out and work with you.
Yeah, I get on your level.
Even
I
though,
just got
like,
the title,
it's just like, yeah, like I'm not gonna tell y'all to do nothing I never did.
Right.
How that's gonna help me?
Yeah.
It's not gonna help you get better. You know?
Man, you did that, man. Like, and that's what I'm saying, man. With that leadership skill, man, you've been having that. I mean, even when Brown Park, but like now though, tell me what you're doing now though, because I know everything that led up to this right now.
Right.
Where you at right now?
So now where I am now, I'm here at LRCA. It's a charter school. It's been around 10 years. This is 10 years that this campus has been here. So my kids, Caden and KJ, have both been here since kindergarten. Shout out to my frat brother, DJ Chill, Blue Boy.
Yeah,
Chris Davis.
Might be related, like same last name, but I don't know. But I'm gonna say you my cousin.
You from Baton Rouge, yeah.
I lived in Baton Rouge for 10 years, so we gotta be cousins.
Might be cousins.
Yeah.
Yeah, so they call him the world famous.
Yeah.
Man. He used to DJ, tour with a lot of artists named Boosie, Kevin Gates, a bunch of other cats that he used to work with. But that I just want to give his little spill.
Absolutely.
But yeah, man, he, you know, like when KJ was in the 5th grade, he asked me to come help with baseball. They had a 5th and 6th grade team, and they was looking for a parent to step in and help that kind of understood baseball a little bit. And you know, like, man, I told him, I was like, yeah, coaching is one of the things that I like to do, like, you know, and when I told him what happened with Halliburton, he was like, hey, man, I was like, I know we need help, like with the football team. We're gonna have a high school team and middle school team. He was like, just start coming hang out, man, after practice. KJ was playing, so I had to come pick him up regardless and all of that. So, you know, I started sticking my nose around, being daddy, you know, like coming, observing, watching practice, talking to the kids, starting to develop relationship with the kids. And hey, one day, man, you know, in the start of a building process, you don't get all the pieces to your puzzle right when you start. You know, like, because this is government funded, so a lot of you can only hire so many people. So you know, like they need volunteers, they need the help, like with people that's trying to build a culture and build something.
Right.
You know, so Antonio Chapman, he came over from Lake Charles Prep in out in Lake Charles.
Yeah.
And he's been with Charter USA, you know, like for a while as well. And you know, we had a couple of phone conversations about like football and coaching and things like that.
Right.
And it just so happened that the guy that's going to be the he's the associate principal right now at the high school, Marcus Simon. Our kids played 7-on-7 together, so we ended up having a relationship outside of that.
Yeah.
Crazy part is a few years later, Marcus left Lake Charles and he's now in Lafayette with us. So, you know, like the opportunity of coaching, you know, like presented itself.
Yeah.
So last year was my first year. I was with the middle school when KJ played middle school last year. First football championship in school history.
Nice.
9-0.
9-0.
Big
Come on,
dogs,
man.
man. Big dogs.
Undefeated.
Like they did real well,
That's
man.
What's up.
Like
yeah.
the kids that we did have, like, just came together and like really, really had talent.
Yeah.
Like it really wasn't much or nothing I did. Like it was just putting kids in the right spot, and it worked out.
Yeah.
And you know, and
so you're like Steve Kerr. That's what.
No,
No,
not like that. It's more like it was just a team effort.
Yeah.
So it's like all the high school coaches was coaching middle school as well. So, you know, like the team and Coach Jenkins, Jeremiah Jenkins as well. Like just the core of guys that they have here is gonna be important for the years to come.
Yeah.
Like just some good guys.
Right.
Like especially to have your kids around.
Yeah.
You know, like with something new and you gotta learn people and this and that. Like the guys' backgrounds, man, like it's just some good people, man.
Yeah.
And I wish people like could experience what we getting to see, because this is gonna be something special in years to come.
Well, you definitely doing the right thing, bro. Just keep doing it, man. I mean, because I feel like y'all are pillars in the community, man. Like, and I feel like y'all headed in the right direction. And I know us coming up, like you said, you know, that village of people, and that's what y'all building over here.
Right.
You know.
But that's what we was around. That's what we was accustomed to.
Yeah.
So it's just only right.
Yeah.
Circle of life.
Man.
It's the same stuff that happened to me as a kid happened to me as an adult. But
Coming back around.
I'm the one reversing what I got.
Yeah.
As a kid.
Now you're the one giving the wisdom and the words and the affirmation and everything.
And the good thing about it is I'm still not too old.
No.
So I can still relate to like a lot of the issues that the kids have, you know, because a lot of the kids that come to school here, man, like they're not bad kids.
Yeah.
Like they real smart. Some of them might be misguided, but a lot of them that I'm starting to get relationships with, like they want to do the right thing.
Right.
Like they want to be around like the right stuff. So it's just like understanding like that we can't raise kids like we was raised. It's so like the world is so different.
It's different.
And we find ourselves, a lot of people struggle with, oh, I was raised like this, I turned out all right. But it's like, but we teach our kids to stand up for themselves.
Yeah.
We teach our kids to open their mouth and be different. Like that's things that I like to see.
Right.
Like I don't want my son to be like me. I want him to be himself.
Yeah.
And that's what I preach.
Yeah.
Be yourself, man. Like none of y'all gotta walk around and be tough.
No.
None of y'all gotta.
You didn't come up like that anyway.
Yeah, I was like, man, like I grew up in Truman.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Like I'm from the hood. Like it's cool.
Yeah.
Like you know what I'm saying? Like
right.
I'm not ashamed where I'm from.
No.
You know what I'm saying?
Right.
So the things we seen on a day-to-day basis is like it's life.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like my parents, bro, they both worked. They both, check to check. They struggled.
Yeah.
But they did everything they could do to help us. You know
Right.
what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So the biggest thing was just taking little parts of what a lot of people taught me, and that's just how I
Applied it
ended
to,
up, man.
yeah,
Just
what you're doing
apply
now.
it to daily life, man,
Yeah.
and just keep it moving.
But with the position that you're doing now, like what is your position here? Because you said behavioral
Interventions.
intervention.
So basically, what they're doing now, they're getting away from the principals being the ones to like hand out discipline, because with the charter school, what I see, each principal is responsible for something different. From the assistant principals, it's two assistant principals, Dr. Sellers and Ms. Tronho, and Mr. Benoit is the principal here at this school. So far, man, like I'm still learning,
Yeah.
obviously, bro. But my role is to mediate, like things that go on with the kids, the teachers, and kind of like just have like the discipline role, like the in school suspension,
Yeah.
after school, sending them home, or finding out what happened, investigating certain things. Like just day to day basis, man. Like basically, I look at it like it's just being like sometimes you have like kids that just need a little attention,
Yeah.
or like somebody that's just looking for somebody like to be there for them. And
Right.
like this position is really one of those things where it's like each kid is gonna be different. Like
Mm-hmm.
my patience gonna be tested some days.
Yeah.
Like some days we might just sit in the office and like we might not get one call. But it's like being here with kids, like children, it's so different from being with high school, because high school is because express themselves.
Right. Yeah. Yeah.
Like right here, these kids is like they learning
They're
life.
learning, yeah, how to
Yeah, it's just like it's
their
babies, man. It's
feelings.
like the kids see you in the hallway. Hey, Coach Brown. They give
Yeah.
you hugs, high
Right.
fives, dabs, and it's like,
Yeah.
man, look, bro. It's like you're like another dad. Is like
Yeah.
kind of that feeling of like nurturing, I guess, like
Yeah.
with kids. So like so far, man, like what I've seen with a lot of these kids, man, is like the excitement, but like still being scared. Like even like kindergartners. I'm looking at some of the things, man. It's like the little boys, when the mamas dropped them off, they like grabbing mama leg,
Yeah.
crying. The little
Right.
girls was ready for school. Like,
Yeah.
man, come on, man, y'all go home. I'm ready.
Right.
And like it's just you see so many different things, man, and you encounter so many different things and so many different personalities
Mm-hmm.
from the kids and all of that, man. Where it's really one of those things where you like, man, this is all right.
Right.
Like I never had a bad day yet.
Yeah.
But like I know, like one day we're gonna have
Oh,
where,
yeah.
all hell gonna
Yeah, we're
break
gonna
loose.
knock on
We're gonna
some wood,
knock
right?
on it,
Yeah.
but I'm expecting it to
Right.
happen. But but for the most part, being able to mold kids and help point them in the right direction and kind of make them think in a different way.
Yeah.
Like that's the biggest part for me. Like the sports thing, it make me feel young, man.
Right.
It bring
Yeah.
back those good memories, and like trying to teach the kids, like building a program is different from going to established program,
Yeah.
because you got to put so much more heart into it and make them like like buy into
Right.
what you're trying to sell.
Yeah. You're creating,
Yeah, you're creating like something for the future for them.
Yeah.
It's like, with the football team, man, like just a little story, man. Like my one of my high school classmates, matter of fact, teammates, basketball teammates, my son and his son play football together.
Yeah.
And it's like full circle.
Right.
Like, and we talk to the kids. So it's like, a lot of the things where those kids is like when you're always gonna be comfortable talking to your parents. But
Yeah.
some things you need to hear from other people to make you see
Absolutely.
like, hey man,
Absolutely.
they're not blowing smoke.
Right.
Like they really telling you
Like,
like
I
this
guess they're
is,
right. I guess.
yeah, it's like
Yeah.
this is what they did. So it's like what I find with like the high school kids is a lot of them just so hard, man. Like they hard, like they don't they don't wanna they don't wanna seem soft.
Yeah.
And like it hurt to be a good person.
Right.
I know some hard people, that's some great people.
Yeah.
Like just it's all decision making. Like,
Mm-hmm.
that's all that life is.
Yeah.
So as like I started to like form a relationship with my classmate's son, and like we told him, we like, man, y'all don't realize how much relationships play a part in life,
Mm-hmm.
regardless of what you do. So it's like with my son, and I'm telling him, I'm like, see, like Mr. Brandon, it's like We had basketball practice at school. We finish at 4 o'clock. We leave from that gym and go to another gym till 7 o'clock, 8 o'clock every day.
Right.
And I was like, still to this day, we could get a basketball and still be on the same page. I guarantee.
Yeah.
20 years later.
Yeah.
And I was like, but that's a life relationship. I'm telling you what we did 20 years ago. And like y'all in the same shoes we was in.
Yeah.
And it's like y'all like in some point of life, those people gonna mean something.
Mm-hmm.
And you look back, like I told you earlier, and the same people you started with is the same people that's around your kids.
Yep.
And then our kids, you know what I'm saying?
Right.
So it's like, as far as community and building something, like it's trying to get them to see is like, this is how I connected with this person.
Yeah.
But this person brought me back to be a part of what is going on now.
What they're building here.
Yeah. So it's like seeing that is like, it's not just that's your teammate. Eventually there's gonna be a brother.
Yeah.
That's gonna be a best friend. That's gonna be somebody you could talk to. That's gonna be somebody that's gonna motivate you. That's gonna be somebody that can help you get a scholarship.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like every little part that people don't think means something.
It does.
It does.
I'm with you. I always told my little brother, like, you just never know who you might meet. Like, so you need to be like, not, you just got to be on at all times, in a way, just to, make sure you're good, to where when you go somewhere, you might do something, somebody drops something, you pick it up, and they're like, man, thank you so much. And they remember that, and they're going to be like, hey, man, I feel like I need to offer you something, or are you interested in, you just never know who you might meet, and with the connections that you already have, and you kind of making that path for your kids already, man, like, that's amazing. And I like to see it, man.
Yeah, man. I ain't gonna lie, bro. Like that's one of the hardest things, man, to not get emotionally attached, like with these kids, man, because you see like the needs and you see like the wants and you see the struggles and you see all these things, and it's like to let them know, like, hey, it's gonna be all right. Like we've been through stuff like that before, but it's like you're not by yourself.
Right.
Like a lot of these kids, they feel like
it's the end of the
world.
Like,
yeah, man, like they don't have nobody. Day. Yeah, I'm like, yo, man, like y'all just don't realize everybody don't want something from you.
Yeah.
Right. Everybody don't want nothing from you. I was like, man, I said the only thing I want from y'all is y'all effort.
Yeah.
If you give me your best, I'm all right with that.
Yeah.
But I'm gonna hold you to that standard. Give me your best all the time.
Because if you don't,
we got a problem.
Yeah.
And we know that.
Yeah.
So it's just these things, man, I'm glad I have that relationship like now with a lot of the kids where they comfortable to be like, coach, what you think about this?
Yeah.
I'm struggling with this. Like this is bothering me at home. Like things like that. And it's like kind of like playing counselor sometimes, man. It's so crazy, man, because they think like everybody's just gonna laugh. It's like, man, it's life.
Right.
It's life. Like it's literally life.
Yeah.
Nothing you are doing or struggling with is not normal.
Right.
Like it's just life.
It's life. People been through it. Some, you just never know what somebody next to you has gone through that you might be going through now.
100%.
And they can guide you.
For 100%.
Like
that's like tying in the food truck to everything like that's been going on is like so many people call me with opportunities. Like never had my food before, but like they know like I'm just like I'm Kennan. I've always been Kennan, always gonna be Kennan.
Right.
No matter who around, who say what about me, I'm me.
Yeah.
I'll always be me.
Right.
And that's all I could be.
Yeah.
And I like off of that, so many people have supported me and helped me and like pointed me in directions that I never thought like that we would be able to like still be where we at.
Yeah.
And it's awesome, dog. Like at times, like I'm, like just grateful.
Yeah.
Like, for a lot
absolutely.
of stuff, man. It's like this, like one of these. I like doing stuff like this.
Yeah.
And it's like just the thought of me being one of the people you thought of is like,
bro, you were one of the first ones, man. I was like, man, everything you're doing, because now you got the brotherhood here, but you also have another brotherhood, because I know you're part of a fraternity. I know the fraternity, but for others who may not know,
man,
and what y'all do,
man. So I'm a part of Phi Beta Sigma Fraternity Incorporated.
Hey guys, hope you're enjoying the show. I want to take this moment to let Kennan let you know how to follow him on social media.
What's up, guys? It's Kennan from AwwShucks. If you want to follow us, you can catch us on Facebook at AwwShucksLA and on Instagram at AwwShucksLA. Lafayette, Louisiana, putting us on the map, baby. Phi Beta Sigma Fraternity Incorporated, spring 2004. A lot of guys that I've came in contact with. Freddie Glover. He's Southern track coach right now, Northside Viking. Freddie brought me in. My best friend, HB. That was my line brother.
Yeah, shout out to HB.
My god brother, Maurice Anthony Anderson, Washington III.
Trey. Shout out to Trey.
Yeah. Roy Collins from Baton Rouge, and Nathaniel Moore.
Nate Moore.
Yeah,
shout out to Nate.
Man, shout out to Nate and everything he doing in Lafayette and the community and whatnot. But those guys, that group of guys, still to this day, all of them still around and well. But like the fraternity thing is like is a real brotherhood.
Yeah.
And like some people, like shout out to Chill again, as my frat brother as well. So many people like from that organization like helped me as well. Hashim Smith, a bunch of guys that random, like cause you don't get to choose who you go through your process.
You don't get to choose your line brothers.
They choose all of that. So it's like certain people come in your life, or certain people's already in your life, and then it's just like, yo, we did all of this together, and like still to this day, it's kind of like Cash McMahon, Sid
shout out
Bernard,
to Cash, Sid, all those cats, man.
Jermaine Martin, who is it? Myron Turner, Shadrach McAfee, Michael Moore, just a bunch of guys, man, that's always been like just good dudes.
Yeah.
Eric Whalen.
Yeah.
It's like guys, Justin Arsenal, like guys that's still doing stuff in the community, guys that's being excellent fathers, guys that's excelling in anything business wise. Like a lot of these guys, like to be able to have as like a push of motivation, like, or like when you're in a tough spot to help. Like guys that I came across from different chapters. Jermaine Patio, shout out to Shells and Tails in Dallas. A lot of these guys helped me so much with like everyday things, like I remember Patio. Patio used to work for Halliburton. We was all me, him, Cash, Sid, Trev.
Y'all had the whole crew over there.
We had a whole little clique at one time working there, man. So me and Jermaine always used to have side conversations about like possibly food truck, And I remember Jermaine calling me and was like, yeah, man, I think I'm about to do this, and that. And I'm going to give it a shot, bro. He was like, this is all I got now. He was like, after he left Halliburton, he didn't look back, and at times, me and him jump on the phone and I'm like complaining about something. And he like, yeah, but you got to look at it like this. Or it's always this, or if you need help with that, like he's always been like Jermaine for sure, always been that voice of reason as far as like the food truck stuff. So it's been so overwhelming, man. Like when I thought about the fraternity stuff, I was laughing because me and Chill was talking about it last week, where it's that's the funnest thing I'd never do again. But we can't talk about.
I've heard that before. Bro, I've heard that before.
It's one of those things where I really made like brotherhood, like, for life, like with a bunch of them. So shout out to my frat brothers, man.
Because I mean, I met the names that we both said. I know because of yourself, for Nate. But like Sid, HB, Trey,
Zach,
Cash,
Zachariah Moore,
Zachariah Moore,
Robert Jupiter, like the list goes on and on for people. Lines, man, like one of the younger cats. He's up in Bossier, and he's one of the younger cats that like me and him got a real like solid relationship. Tracy Walker play for the Detroit Lions.
Yes,
like,
yes,
like
right.
so it's like a lot of these guys, you know, that I conversate with and like that all mean something in some sort of way, shape, or form that helped me out.
Yeah.
Like, you know, so it's like being part of a fraternity, man, you know, like people gonna come and go, but you know, your real brothers gonna be around for life. So, you know, shout out to them, man.
Man,
And
y'all
that's
doing
one
the
thing I
thing.
do like about the charter system, man, like a lot.
Is the colors?
No,
Oh,
well,
okay.
well, of course, that royal blue and white, you know,
Oh, okay.
like they got the right colors, you know.
Right.
So, but you know, also at the high school, man, but actually both schools, this is a great representation of Greek organizations at both campus, man. So it's kind of, man, like, you know, it's cool, bro, because it's like a lot of the stuff that the charter schools do, like we can relate to. So it's cool, man. It's like, you know, like a lot of people, like it used to be when I was younger, you'd see like a lot of the Greek organizations really doing a lot of community service and a lot of stuff with the kids.
Yeah.
And you know, like man, Taz Mitchell. I don't know how I forgot Taz.
Yeah.
Taz is one of those guys that's really, really active in the community, especially with Phi Beta Sigma. So shout out to him as well, man.
Yeah.
Like, just a bunch of good dudes, man, just different backgrounds and
came together.
We got one thing in common.
Yeah.
Man. So
man, y'all making it happen, bro. Keep doing that stuff, man. But now look, I got a serious question for you though. This is gonna be, I got get your mind right for it.
All right.
Okay. Because because I just need to know if you can't be trusted or not.
Oh, come on, bro.
Just, you know, so
no, I don't put sugar in my grits. I don't put sugar in my grits. Y'all here, I'm gonna look at every camera. No sugar in my grits.
So he can be trusted on that one. No sugar in the grits.
No sugar in my grits.
Thank you. I don't do sugar in grits either.
It's not cream of wheat.
Yeah, because he brought that one up. I had to post that one because of him. Because of him, I had to post that one. So that one was not mine, but I tagged him in that one.
Good morning to everybody, except the people that put sugar in their grits.
Sugar. And you know what, bro? Because now that I'm thinking about it, you was going hard with the dad jokes too, man.
Yeah, bro.
Like how that came up and
man,
you know.
I like dry sarcasm.
Yes.
And dad jokes is the way to go.
Yeah.
Cause it'll make you think, but then and my wife, I tell my wife she corny. Cause she loves them. So like she's one of those people that like take the Laffy Taffy jokes.
Oh yeah.
And like will cry laughing. And
yeah.
I'm like,
look at it like no.
But she'll go to that next level of laughter, bro, and I'm
just keep
like,
cracking up.
Come on, man.
Now hold on. Laffy Taffy. Because I ain't even make that one yet, but it's coming. But now I'm gonna have to do. Does she eat the yellow one, the banana one? Does she eat the banana Laffy Taffy?
Yeah.
Oh.
Terrible. I know.
Man, you didn't know this before, like y'all got together?
No, man,
that's a red flag.
That's just like I didn't know she put sugar in her grits. Yeah, bro. I'm failing in some things, bro. I can't say it all, but that's one of. And she got my daughter with sugar in her grits.
Oh, it hurts right there, bro.
Yeah, bro. I hate it.
I don't understand how you think that sugar goes in grits.
I don't know either.
But sugar in grits.
Everybody is like, man, you gotta put sugar in your grits. I'm like, I might as well just eat oatmeal.
Yeah, but sugar in grits. That
white on white.
I don't understand it.
It just disappears when you put it right. Yeah, I know, bro. You know, it's like they put it in there and it's like, okay, what now?
Yeah.
Hey, it's like it's like my wife. Now? I'm like salt and pepper, man.
Yes, all day.
Like, it's not supposed. I was like, that's why you got jelly for your biscuit. That's why you got syrup for your pancake. What do you need your grits to be sweet for?
Sugary grits. Sugary.
Or just eat some cereal.
Yeah.
Why?
Why you go do?
Why is that a thing? Like,
who did that? She was doing that since she was a kid, like in New Orleans.
That's what she said, man. She was like, "Yeah, well, my grandmother kind of got me hooked. That's how she got me to eat grits because she put sugar in it."
You know.
I'm like, that's terrible. So now you make me feel like my grits with salt and pepper is not good, and that's not the truth.
That's no. It's
like,
absolutely
what's wrong with you?
No. That's despicable. I can't believe that. And she got your daughter going down the same dark path that she's already going.
And
down.
I feel like I failed.
And you ain't. Well, look, man. You still got time. You know, she's still young.
You're right.
She's still young.
I can't change her mind.
Well, look,
because sometimes I put it in there before she asks.
Oh,
because I know she's gonna ask.
So you want to see if she's gonna know it or not? What she say? She can tell if they got sugar in it?
She gonna ask.
Yeah, okay.
100%.
So her taste bud's working, so that's a good thing.
Yep.
Yeah. Damn.
Yeah,
I can't believe that.
It's rough, Tim.
Bro, that's like right. See, this like with my wife, man. Like my wife, she opens up chips upside down. So Lay's is looking down like that at you. You know what I'm saying? Like Lay's is upside down. Lay's should be looking at you right side up. Is upside down.
Might just be women weird, man.
I don't understand.
They just got some weird ways.
I don't understand it. Do you I got this one for you. Do you like potato? Do you put potato salad in your gumbo?
All right. This conversation might get weird.
Ooh.
I know I'm from Lafayette.
Right.
And I know how everybody loves their potato salad. Kennan does not touch potato salad.
Ooh, okay. Hey, but I can respect that. Because look, I don't eat everybody's potato salad.
Hey, bro, that's one thing.
Yeah.
One person got me to try their potato salad, and it wasn't even my mom.
Come on. So you don't even eat your mama's potato salad?
Jennifer G.
Come on.
Only person that got me to try their potato salad.
Was it good?
Yeah.
All right. Okay.
It was with gumbo, but I did not put it in my gumbo.
Okay, so you didn't like
it
put
was
the
on
whole,
the side. Yeah.
You was on the side. So
I'm not understanding what's going on with that.
All right.
Because you got rice, potatoes, mayonnaise, mustard.
Yeah.
Let's see where it gets weird.
Yeah.
Like how does
I ain't never looked at it like that, but yeah.
How does that go together?
I don't know. I've done it before.
You did?
Yeah. I don't be like
I'm not gonna
like,
judge you. I'm not gonna judge you on that.
Know,
like it's just one thing.
I don't be like, oh, it's got to go in there.
Yeah.
But I've done it.
But it's like people like, well, you never put potato salad in your gumbo? I'm like, no. No, like nah, never.
Well, yeah, okay. I mean, right now, like it's okay that you don't eat potato salad because you got bigger things to worry about. Sugar in the grits.
Yeah, that's a whole.
That's like. Yeah, man. That's
zero tolerance.
I don't even know if I'm gonna get sleep tonight thinking about that.
Yeah. Especially because I love breakfast. I love
me too.
Breakfast.
Yeah.
And then like you like make that nice.
You got to make sure you got some sugar.
And it's like cheesy grits too. I like to do.
Yeah, give me. Wait, she put sugar in the cheesy grits? How you do?
Unfortunately,
not
it's a work in progress. But
sugar in grits is a problem, but sugar in cheesy grits?
Yeah, that's even worse. So you see what I'm dealing with?
Damn, bro.
That's where the stress comes from. Because you don't know what to do about it.
Yeah, you got to sleep with one eye open. That's a little dark.
Yeah,
that's
it
dark
is,
right
bro. People don't realize how serious that is, bro.
Damn,
I'm serious.
But besides that part, everything else that you didn't spoke about today was amazing, bro. It was great, and I appreciated that part though. That's the only part that I'm kind of disgruntled about, but it's not you. It's not
me.
You.
That's at least we know that.
Yeah, it's not
for everybody else, it's them.
Yeah,
and can't fix everybody.
No, you can't do it. But you're doing a damn good job over here. Now, let me ask you this: where can everybody find you in AwwShucks and whatnot? Like,
so social media, obviously, Facebook and Instagram, TikTok, AwwShucks LA. If you search AwwShucks, it's a common business name.
Yeah.
We found people that do corn, people that have oyster bars, like people that sell oysters, like collectibles.
Yeah.
You know, oysters is looked at as artwork for a lot of people.
Yeah, right.
A lot of people use it for driveways. Like it's different things like with oysters that people do.
Driveways.
Yeah, so social media wise, man, AwwShucks LA on Instagram and Facebook. Usually if we have an event, we post the week of, like phone number and all of that stuff, like for people to contact us, emails and all of that good stuff, man. We like to do catering as well. We like to do private events.
Right.
We like to go off menu. We like to do different stuff, man. So a lot of people think we do just oysters, man, which is weird that we've been going for 4 years.
4 years.
People think we just driving around doing oysters.
Just oysters.
Man.
Just oysters
we
all
do
day, every
all
day.
kind of stuff,
like,
man.
Yeah.
Like we cook literally like everything. Man.
Everything, yo.
Yeah, like even if it's something that people want to try out, like we do everything.
Well, man, we gonna catch you for sure, man.
Man, just
Festival
Festival International too, man. We did 2 years. That was our second year this past year.
Man, y'all got people from all walks of life.
Yeah, man. Yeah, bro. I would say our first year, Monkus Park opening as well.
Yeah.
Shout out to Corey Spoken Red. Corey does a lot of things in the community as well. Corey was the coordinator for Food Truck Fridays at Monkus Park when we first got started, man. And their first year opening, they was doing Christmas in the park. I don't know if you knew about that.
No, I didn't know
so
about
what
that
it was, they would do. They had a bunch of local vendors go out to the park.
Yeah.
And it was a few food trucks at first. Nina Creole.
Yeah.
The egg rolls and Logan. Logan is Southern Creole catering and sweets. He does a bunch of stuff too. They started having us come on Fridays, man, and like we got offered the opportunity to sign up as one of the food trucks for Christmas. So we met a lady that was in charge of intake for Festival International. And it was just a conversation, man, because we used to cook off our trailer. We never used to cook on the inside, or we used to use barbecue pits.
Okay, yeah. I
When we
remember seeing
first got
pictures of that.
started.
Yeah, right.
Because the trailer was set up just for as your normal food truck trailer. We wanted to convert it to like more so we could like condense everything. Like we started out with tents and everything, man, and tables, like we was having a cookout.
Yeah.
But we used to have a TV during football season, man. We would put the TV on the back of the trailer while we cooking, we watching football games. And she came walking in the back and she was checking out our setup. She was like, "Oh man, y'all got it going on." She was like, "Can I watch the game with y'all?" And it's just random conversation, man. You never know who you're gonna meet.
Exactly.
So I was saying about relationships, man. So we just little small talk, and I'm telling her what's going on with me, and she was like, "Oh, it was the lady that was in charge of the wristbands, like for festival."
Right.
So, she started talking and she told us, she was like, "Yeah, well, I'm in charge of food intake for Festival International." I was like, my eyes got big. I'm like, really? Because we was talking like, you were like, this is what we want to do. We want to do festivals. We want to do catering. We don't want to be like the open every day like McDonald's.
Right, yeah.
Like we want to go places,
be
see
exclusive.
the world, and be exclusive. Like try to push our brand off on people, but like in a way where it's like you can't just find me Monday through Friday.
Yeah.
Like we want to build some kind of, okay, once y'all come see us, we might disappear for a little while, and then boom, we've been working on 20 different things. So now when we come back out, we have a different menu or a different item that we showcase.
Right.
And we started talking, and she told me she was in charge, and she was like, "Would y'all? That's something y'all was interested in." So she bypassed a whole bunch of stuff for us, man, and got us, like able to, like go out for festival, man. And man, when I say the publicity, the support staff from the festival, the Mr. Al Aber with News 15. Gerald, even Damien Richard at KTC. Like whenever he found out we was, like the food truck was starting out, he instantly, Damien was one of the guys, once again, relationship.
Right.
Damien was one of those guys that we I don't know if you know Diz, Tony Livings.
Yeah.
Silver Kings.
Yeah.
Well, I played for Diz when I was in high school over the summer. And Damon was always one of the older guys that was around him. So, he reached out to me and was like, "Hey, man, if y'all want to do a story on y'all and the food truck and all of this stuff," he was like, let me know. And it just so happened, KTC, like that was the first interview we did, like when the food truck got started. So, the lady gave us an opportunity, man, and we did amazing.
Right.
It's like, like we was the only people like cooking food, like made to order food for festival instead of like scoop and grab. Like just grab and go. Obviously you'll make a lot more money grabbing and going, but we did something different. Like we made a special oyster for the festival, and they put us on the news, and the publicity we got was crazy. It was like the line was down in Jefferson.
Come on, man.
Yeah, man. It was just like being born and raised from Lafayette, you know how it's small things like this. Festival International to us is French Quarter Festival in New Orleans.
Absolutely.
Right? Or you know, like, and Louisiana is the state that has the most festivals in a year.
Right, yeah, within a year.
Yeah, within a year, how many festivals can you go to in Louisiana?
Yeah.
So you know, like being in your hometown, and that's the staple for your hometown, and being there, and then the support you got from that. We couldn't
unmatched, man.
Yeah, like if it wouldn't have rained on Sunday, we probably would have completely sold out the first year.
Day. Yeah.
And it was a monsoon out there, man. But it was cool, man. But like going to do things like that have a meaning behind it, and it's not even about money.
Yeah.
It's like, yeah, man, like this is our community.
Passion, though.
Yeah, it's like you get to push off what you love.
Yeah.
To the people that love to eat.
Bro, I just remember something you talking about passion. What size shoe you wear, bro?
A 13, man.
Damn, I can't fit it.
Yeah, bro.
Because you got a whole collection, bro. You still collecting them J's?
Man, I slowed down a lot.
Yeah.
Honestly, man. I slowed down a lot, man. Shout out to Sneaker Politics, though. That's my people, man. Like from Derek Curry, bro.
You know, Kellen in Dallas.
Kellen Daniel,
we was all at Brown
Park. Sam, Lee. Who else? It was a bunch of guys, bro. Throughout all the years, Derek, the other Derek Newman, like guys that always made sure, like whenever I was out there in Odessa, like I still got my shoes regardless.
Yeah.
Yeah, man. I don't do the shoe thing too much no more, but now it's my son. So
got him started.
He right behind me in shoe size.
Come
on. My shoes about to turn into his real quick, bro. So.
He about to go into. How many pairs you think you got right now?
Well,
how many you had? How many you got now?
I was somewhere around like 300 pairs. Right now, I'm kind of like
298.
No, probably about like 1 something.
Yeah.
Yeah, because like I guess like as times change, the shoes change and all of that. Like a few pairs started dry rotting, and I'm like,
come on, man.
Yeah, man. And so
damn,
shoes is a process like everything else, bro. But I still love shoes, man. That's always been another hobby, passion.
The shoes. Whenever you was bartending, shout out to Shakers.
Oh,
Shakers,
the Plaza.
Yeah, the Plaza. Yep.
Nightcaps. Yep. Man, bro, I did a lot of stuff, man. I think about it, bro.
And I've been to all them places.
The Keg, like I did a good bit of clothes.
Yeah, bro.
That's wow.
You was out there, bro.
I think about it, but I did a lot. Yeah, bro, that's crazy.
That's what I'm saying. And then Halliburton, I'm like, bro, like we was going out, and Tim, you need something? Yeah, bro.
That's crazy.
See it with you and see it at Shakers and everything.
Bro, we still be talking about that.
Bro, I remember all that, man.
The good old days, man. Yeah, bro. Like I really, it was funny, bro. Me and Chill always joke about it. It's like some of the parents that like with the kids in school. Oh, they know it's from the club. It's like,
you used to be wild out.
Hey, Coach
Brown,
that's your mama?
Like,
that's your mama. Yeah, man, we knew your mama. How you know my mama, man? We go way back.
Yeah, we go way back. Don't worry about it.
It was good times, man. But it was like that's when all the club and stuff was fun, man. It was like that was another good time to be in Lafayette, man. Lafayette used to be a fun era that 06 to
I used to come up from Baton Rouge and come party with my
home,
boys out here, come party out here and drive back. I'm not saying we were sober, maybe, but yeah, we used to drive back. We used to come out here, party, drive back, bro.
Yeah, bro.
We had some good times, man.
Yeah, for real, man. It was good, clean fun.
Yeah,
too, bro.
Wasn't like no issues and nothing like that.
And that's what I'll be telling you. Like everybody's like, man, do you remember like it just always being fights and shootouts and all this stuff that's happening now? And it's like, no. Like we literally, like if a fight would go on, like we wouldn't film it. We would stop it.
Yeah.
It would be stopped.
But get out and everybody else go back to it.
Everybody is all thrown off.
Yeah. It's different, man. I don't really mess with that no more, the club scene, but it was fun at that time, man. We had some good time. So that's why I was like, man, I definitely got to touch on that. The shoes, Shakers, the plaza, all that time, man. Did you work at Champs or no?
Yeah.
Yeah, I
Man,
remember that too.
Tim,
Because
how
I
you
worked at Foot
remember all of
Locker.
this, man?
I worked at Foot Locker in Baton Rouge. And so I was like, I remember coming home sometimes and you was working at Champs and you had I remember that too.
Yeah,
dog.
so Champs was before Liz.
Yeah.
So in that process, after I left Champs, I moved to Houston for 2 years, and that's when KJ was born.
Ah, all right,
So the opportunity at Liz presented itself because Cash, a guy Cash graduated high school with, was leaving, and he was trying to find somebody that had a retail background to take over a management position with Liz, and that was basically put in my lap.
Right.
So relationships again.
There you go.
Who you know.
You never know
You
what
know who you're
opportunities
gonna
can
need
come
or
out.
what opportunity gonna come out from it. And like the retail thing kind of sparked my interest on, you know, like sales and business wise, you know, like learning how to operate and all these things, man. But yeah, man, Champs was a wild time too, man.
Yeah.
I was assistant manager in Lafayette and in Baton Rouge. I was commuting back and forth.
Yeah.
Damn, man, it's crazy.
Bro, yeah,
I forgot about Champs.
Yeah,
That's
man,
right.
I ain't forgot because I was at Foot Locker
Shoes,
for like 7
man,
years.
shoes always played a part in some way, shape, or form.
That's all it was, man.
Back in the day, it was Air Force One.
Yeah.
And Jordan still to this day.
Man.
Yeah, man, it's wild, bro.
Yeah, times are changing.
Yeah, boy, you got a good memory, Tim, bro.
I don't tell my wife that because I'll be forgetting a lot of stuff, which is true. I couldn't tell you what I could probably tell you what I ate yesterday. But the day before that, though, I can't tell you. The day before that, I can't tell you.
You ain't lying.
Yeah,
bro.
Yeah, man. But at the end of it all, man, I wanted to tell you this, man. As brother to brother, man, I'm proud of you and how far you've come and what you're doing for the community, man. And just keep it up, dog. Keep it up, bro.
I appreciate that, man.
You know,
at least I know, you know, like painting a picture or how it's supposed to look and actually really doing it and trying to stay out of all the negativity and bad stuff that's happening. Like, just, it's good people out here, man.
Yeah.
It's just making sure you cross paths with them, man. Putting yourself in the right place.
Yeah, you done that.
That's all it is.
You done that. What? Let me ask you this: where can they find, like, for football? You know the schedule yet? People come support the kids.
So Fridays and Thursday nights, high school football. In the area. I know our game time kickoff 7:00.
Yeah.
This year we have 7 home games and 3 away games. Okay. So we're gonna utilize that big, beautiful, brand new stadium right off of I-49 where you can't miss it.
Can't miss it. Please come through and support these kids
and
see where your money went too.
Yeah, man. And we got the middle school on Tuesdays and Wednesdays.
Yeah.
And that's one thing I didn't mention. I'm the head middle school football coach.
Come on, man.
So yeah, man.
You got all kind of hats.
My plate is full right now, man. From the children on up to the food truck.
Yeah.
It's just, if I'm not here, I'm there.
So. You're doing it. Please come and support Kennan Brown, please. This guy has been a staple and a pillar in the community, and he will keep this up. I want to thank y'all for tuning in to Louisiana on Fire. We'll catch you next time.
All right, man.
Yeah, bro. Bro, you did good, dog.
Thank you for having me.
You did good, bro. What's up, Louisiana? Thanks for watching another episode of Louisiana on Fire. Make sure to like, subscribe, and share. Oh, and don't forget to hit that bell so you can be notified for the next episode.